powers were too fast for us. What are these
Uh,
things? Put them down! We need to poof and bubble all of them. We can't let any escape.
Ow!
Oh, hey Garnet. Those gems weren't asked permission. Fusion is a choice. Those gems weren't given a choice. It
Okay.
isn't right. It isn't fusion.
Yeah. So they just took already gems that were already killed, shattered, and then tried to make them into something else, which just created abominations. That is really messed up. Like, that is incredibly messed up. And she's like deeply disturbed by this too, you can tell.
You fused. I mean, like, all the time. Even if I split apart. But the strength of that love keeps me together. So I can stay Garnet for a very long time. That's why you're
Cool.
so great. Oh no! Don't want to break up a pair. Yeah, you're right. They belong together.
Oh, that's cool. One's pink and one's blue. I like that. Interesting. This was very good. This was a very good one. It gives a lot of insight to not only what's going on with Peridot, but the whole Frankenstein abominations of shattered gems that they like put together. I can understand from her Garn's perspective the deeply disturbingness of it, because you take that and just apply it to humans, taking corpses and building them together to literally make Frankenstein's monster. I mean, they're monsters. That's what they are, right? And I can see how that is not great. But what's cool about it is it also gives an insight to how Homeworld like saw these things, right? And how they didn't really care and just kind of put these shattered ones together, kind of like they're just a box of scraps almost, rather than like, and they're more like a tool, a necessity, rather than a person, you know. I don't know, it just gives a lot of cool insight to how things operated back on Homeworld, and seeing these creatures is just like, ooh, you don't really like that. And I really like seeing Garnet's perspective on a lot of this. There's a lot of her character featured in this. Like her thoughts on everything, how deeply disturbed she was, how Ruby and Sapphire work together. Like, I don't know, there's just so much character behind her in this one. I really appreciate that. And like the whole Peridot stuff was cool and stuff, but like she really wasn't the focus of this. I think Garnet was really the main focus of this, and I really appreciate that because it was done so well. It just, I don't know. Like I said, this whole episode just gives insight to a lot of how things work, how things worked back on Homeworld, and how people think of these things, including Garnet here specifically. And I just really appreciate it. This was written very well. I'm very intrigued to learn more as well. And yeah, I don't know. This was very good. This wasn't like a one of those deep emotional episodes. It was just more of like very interesting and like, you know, like what could this mean, and what people think. I don't know. This was just, it was really good. I really like this. It was written very well, and it made me very intrigued. But yeah. Anyways, great episode, and I'm interested to see what Peridot's up to next. And yeah, honestly, like, props to them for doing that whole monster bit, because like that can, honestly, I could see how that could be found disturbing, right? And so I'm just honestly impressed they did something like that. And it really just makes you think, like, how or why the Homeworld did stuff like this. like they didn't appreciate fusions, right? Because like as we've seen in the past, like fusions are supposed to be like, you know, usually they like dance in some sort of rhythm, then they like fuse, and it's like, oh great, and it's usually because there wants to be a connection. But like a force fusion across gems that are already broken, it just creates abominations. And I like that they made that distinction and that Garnet brought it up in conversation about that distinction. I think it's very interesting. But yeah, with that being said, this was great. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
Steven.
Yo!
That's
Garnet, we lost Peridot. Her fingers were too fast for us.
We need to poof and bubble all of them. We can't let any escape.
wait. Okay, so question: if this is actually like the gems from the war, and if they find all the gems, like all the shattered pieces of the gem, and they freeform the same gem shards together into one gem and reseal it and heal it, can they come back to life?
Oh, hey Garnet.
Holy.
Going. There are towels in there. Do we even have plumbing up here? How do you get the washer and dryer to work?
That's what I'm saying.
Magic.
Magic.
Are you alright?
I wish you hadn't seen that.
Oh, it's okay.
It's not okay. Those gems weren't asked permission. Fusion is a choice. Those gems weren't given a choice.
Magic. Magic.
What's it like, being a fusion?
You fused.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, all the time.
That's
Do
true.
you forget who you used to be?
Forever alone.
Oh.
You know, when you fuse, you don't feel like two people.
You feel like
you
one.
one being.
Mm-hmm.
And your old names might as well be names for your left arm. I embody Ruby and Sapphire's love. I'll always exist in them.
I'm so confused. Okay, so when you fuse, right, you get both of them in one. They could talk to each other like whatever, right, out loud. But why does she refer to Ruby and Sapphire as like Garnet is a different person? Well, Garnet is a different person from Sapphire and Ruby. But why does it seem like Garnet is a whole third person, like a whole different person? Not even, you know what I mean? That's weird.
Even if the strength of that love keeps me together. So
Like,
I can stay
they created
guarded
a whole
for
different
very
person.
long time.
So it
That's
mixes
why you're
into
so
one
great.
person. Whole different
no.
person?
Don't want to break up a pair.
Oh god.
You're right.
Pink and
We
white
belong
sock.
together.
Oh, pink and blue. Oh. I have so much questions, bro. I have so much questions. Oh my god. It's like it's so much things you could think about, right? Yes, you fuse together. It's both of them into one person. They could talk to each other, but in this scenario, Garnet was talking about Ruby and Sapphire as they were two different people, and Garnet was a third person in that. Like, that is just so mind-boggling, bro. I can't understand. Not yet, at least. But anyway, YouTube, Patreon. If you guys enjoyed that, did you guys drop a like, comment, and subscribe? And hopefully my head wouldn't hurt by the time I understand Steven Universe even more. Without further ado, catch you guys later.
We can't let any escape.
Ow!
Because I guess that's their old comrades. It's the shards they couldn't
Yeah,
find.
I think so.
Oh,
Like their old body
So
parts.
because if you can't get all the shards, like Rose couldn't heal them.
Yeah, you would be able
Like
to
there
heal
were
them without
there were
those
people,
fragments.
yeah, people they could never save because
Wow.
they didn't have all the fragments.
That's so. And well, I mean, like we already know Steven can heal fragments, right? Like he can heal a
He can feel
shattered-
gems, but we don't know
Well,
if he can.
well, yeah, like the
heal
fragments
those.
can't become whole until there's all of them, though. So
But if they just
because
got
remember
all
we
the
saw
missing
the fragments already. Remember Rose, the bubble Rose had of those fragments.
True.
So
Well, I
like
mean,
these
it's
might
another
be the
thing, too,
missing fragments.
Like Steven's healed a crack, right? He hasn't healed like something that's broken. So I mean, like
True.
there's a difference between something missing and something with a crack in it.
So yeah, I think that they could never get all the fragments to be able to even start trying to have them reform or heal or anything.
How monstrous to do that, though, to the people battling on the field. It's like it's
right. The clothes.
I think it just goes to show like Garnet's dealing with as much pain as anybody else,
I
but
wish you hadn't seen
Keeps it in.
Oh, it's okay.
yeah.
It's not okay. It isn't fusion.
I mean, she can also maybe feel kind of makes it seem like what she does is wrong, even though it's not.
I wonder if this
because
is
it's
a
like
hint
forced
at what we're going
situation.
to see in the future.
What do you mean?
Homeworld forcing gems to fuse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like
we saw
that.
Jasper force
Tried, yeah. Like, or
Lapis
actually
or whatever
succeeded,
to-
yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, forced her to fuse. So it's
Well,
like,
I don't know if it's you can force gems that are whole to fuse, because it does have to be, they have to, like, you know, want it, because
Lapis was whole.
yeah, Lapis still chose to do it, remember? So
Yeah,
that she
and
could
that's the
trap
thing,
her
there
at
was
the
a
bottom of the
choice
ocean.
in
Oh, I mean, it was
I'm
still
not
like,
talking
yeah,
about,
there were
like, from-
reservations, but
like
yeah,
what
I see
they're
what you
doing
mean,
right
like,
now,
legitimately
with Earth,
forcing
like
it.
an actual gem, like forcing two
Yeah,
full gems, not just
yeah.
fragments, but two full gems.
I mean, they
could
might
see
be
them to fuse
working
without their
towards
choice.
that. Like, that might be why they're experimenting with the shards, is to try to see if they can do it to.
It seems like
full
this is like
gems.
that. That's a hint at it, because like
Yeah.
they're going back to kindergarten to do that, and then she's just reporting on the findings that they've seen with the fragment. So it makes me wonder if that's something that we're gonna see.
Well, I mean, it's literally showing like both ends of that spectrum too, right? Where it's like Garnet is like the idea of like, I guess, like a perfect fusion, where it's like it's a relationship where it's like they need each other so much they stay together all the time, versus like whatever the hell those monstrosities were in the end. So
Yeah.
Well, like Jasper said, like it was viewed as weakness if you have to fuse to battle for like for the homeworld warriors. I mean, them forcing fusions of weaker gems to create new warriors is,
It doesn't
I mean,
surprise me.
yeah, like, I mean, those are
It's-
weak warriors who don't deserve, like,
Army is
you know.
coming.
It feels like it. It feels like it.
You're like one being, and your old names might as well be names for your left arm and your right.
Mm.
The strength of that love keeps me together, so I can stay Garnet for a very long time.
That's why you're so great.
Don't want to break up a pair.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
They belong
That's
together.
a terrible place to do laundry. Now I'm thinking. About it.
Yeah.
well, if the dryer breaks, it's
Damn.
great for hanging your clothes like that.
That
you
was
know?
like a
really
very
touching episode.
like yeah, like
and
out of
heavy.
nowhere almost. It felt like it seemed like it was very dark, and then it kind of took like a very different turn.
The whole fusion discussion, like that was very interesting.
Christ,
man.
Garnet, we lost
I
Paradox.
kind of want to know
Her
what Pearl's
fingers were
thoughts
too
are.
fast for us.
Put them down!
Them.
We need
Yeah.
to poof and bubble all of them. Can't let any escape.
Ow!
What an episode, man.
It was so cool to see like the different combinations, like the
Garnet,
conversation between
how's it
like
going?
Ruby and Sapphire on either side. That was awesome.
Well, I mean, it almost addresses
Oh,
them
right,
on
the
an
clothes.
individual level, because it's like,
There
this is
are
what
towels
they're
in there.
doing to you in your
Do we even
fusion.
have plumbing up here? How do you get the washer and dryer to work?
Magic.
It's really affected her, hasn't it?
Oh, 100% it has.
Right?
I wish you hadn't seen that.
Oh, it's okay.
It's not okay. What Homeworld did. Taking the shattered parts of fallen gems and combining them. Those gems weren't asked permission. Fusion is a choice. Those gems weren't given
It's
a
so
choice.
messed up,
It isn't
man.
right.
It really
It
is.
isn't fusion.
But the worst thing is what were they planning on doing with it? Was it as an experiment, or were they hoping to breed them for a reason?
What's it
Yeah, there's a reason
being
behind
a
it.
fusion?
You fused.
I mean, like, all the time. You forget who you used to be?
You forget you were ever alone. You know, when you fuse, you don't feel like two people. You feel like one being, and your old names might as well be names for your left arm and your right.
When you split up, is it like you disappear?
I embody Ruby and Sapphire's love. I'll always exist in them, even if I split apart.
Such a complicated thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it really
Keep
is.
Together, so I
But
can stay
it sounds like it's
alive
something that you
for
can't
a
explain
very long
either.
time.
It's a
That's why
feeling.
you're so great. Oh no!
Suck.
Don't want to break up a pair.
Yeah, you're right.
See what they did there.
They belong together.
What are these things?
Put them down! We need to poof and bubble all of them. We can't let any escape.
Ow!
Or at least we were getting different perspectives of Sapphire and Ruby.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Garnet.
man.
Are you all right?
I wish you hadn't seen that.
Oh, it's okay.
It's not okay.
Why?
What Homeworld did. Taking the shattered parts of fallen gems and combining them. Those gems weren't asked permission. Fusion is a choice.
Mm.
Those gems weren't given a choice. It isn't right. It isn't fusion.
I want to believe. Gosh. I want to believe that the laundry machine setting was
What's
on
it
heavy.
like, being a fusion?
I didn't check, but I want to believe
I
it.
mean, like, all the time. Do you forget who you used to be?
You forget you were ever alone. You know, when you fuse, you don't feel like two people. You feel like one being. I'll always exist in them, even if I split apart. But the strength of that love keeps me together, so I can stay Garnet for a very long time.
That's why you're so great. Oh no!
Don't want to break up a pair.
Yeah, you're right.
Cute.
We belong together.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow! Wow, that was the end. Whoa!
Okay.
This show creates such a weave. I was expecting a whole.
Garnet, we lost Peridot. Her fingers were too fast for us.
Yeah.
What are these things?
Put them down!
Ooh.
We need to poof and bubble all of them.
Ow!
Guards have like PTSD, man.
Hey, Garnet. How's it going?
Still damp.
Oh, right. The clothes. Do we even have plumbing up here? How do you get the washer and dryer to work?
Yeah.
Magic.
Magic.
I wish you hadn't seen that.
Oh, it's okay.
It's not okay. Taking the shattered parts of fallen gems and combining them. Those gems weren't asked permission. It's a choice.
They were forced to fuse.
It isn't right. It isn't fusion.
I can tell it bothers Garnet a lot, man.
Being a fusion? Fused. I mean, like, all the time. Do you forget who you used to be?
You know, when you fuse, you don't feel like two people.
Yeah.
You feel like one being. Well, names might as well be names with your left arm and your right.
When you split up, is it like you disappear?
Ruby and Sapphire's
Sapphire.
love.
Yeah.
I'll always exist in them. But the strength of that love keeps me together.
Yeah.
So I can stay Garnet for a very long time.
That's why you're so great.
Yeah. The best. The best gem. I said it.
Oh, no!
Don't want to break up a pair.
Yeah, you're right. They belong together.
Yep. Aw, that's a sweet episode. Alright, this was a great and creepy episode. So we got to see Peridot experiment on some of these gems, and she was basically force fusing them, and it looked creepy, dude. And I do feel for Garnet because technically she is a fusion. Maybe eventually we'll get some episodes with Ruby and Sapphire. I really want to see episodes with those two gems, but we'll have to see. So let's hop into the last episode. Here we go.
What are these things?
Put them down! We need to
Tell
poof
them.
and bubble all of them. We can't let any escape.
Ow!
She's not gonna tell them? I didn't know there was a warp pad on the hand.
Hey, Garnet. How's it going?
Still damp.
Dang. Oh, she's talking about the clothes.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
right. The clothes. How do you get the washer and dryer to work?
That's what I said a couple episodes ago, bro.
Those gems weren't given a choice. It isn't
Yeah.
right. It isn't fusion.
She's big on fusion. She's big on that. You can tell. Coming from the master of fusion, she's gonna feel some type of way about it.
What's it like? Get who you used to be?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know, when you fuse, you don't feel like two people. You feel like one being. I'll always exist in them, even if I split apart. The strength of that love keeps me together, so I can stay Garnet for a very long time.
I get that. No, I get exactly what she's saying. That makes sense.
You're right.
Don't want to break up a pair. And then look, you see how it was a pink and a red sock? Or I said a pink and a red. Oh my god, I don't know my colors. A pink and a blue sock. Like Sapphire and Ruby, bro. Fire. I didn't even think that was a great episode for like lore, bro. We got some like Peridot stuff, we got some homeworld stuff, what they're trying to do. And then towards the end, we started getting some Garnet stuff and about fusions and junk, bro. We're learning a lot about Garnet and about fusions, how she feels about them, why she stays fused all the time, how she stays fused all the time. Dang, bro. Garnet is kind of nice, bro. Garnet is kind of nice. And she's really torn up about like what Homeworld is doing, bro. So those are really like the gems that like those are the gems that like that fought with them that fell. They picked up the shattered pieces and then falling and tried to force them into fusions. Dang, so because those all be like different
Yeah, they're all different gems. Like, I wonder if they had like all different personalities and how they were, and if they could bring them back. And they bring them back, because I would love to see like all those different people, you know, or gems, not people. But yeah, that would be dope.
So everybody was part of like the rebellion. They shattered them and turned them into fusions. That's up. Whole world is low key up.
Oh, hey Garnet.
Is she okay though? She genuinely okay because she just went through the most.
All right. Those gems weren't asked permission. Fusion is a choice.
That's
Those
true.
gems weren't given a choice. It isn't right. It isn't fusion.
Yo, she must feel so messed up though internally.
You know, when you fuse, you don't feel like two people. You feel like one being. And your old names might as well be names for your left arm and your right, even if I split apart. But the strength of that love keeps me together, so I can stay Garnet for a very long time.
That is so cute.
Don't want to break up a pair.
Yeah, you're right.
I always lose my socks though. Personally, I always lose my socks. Not gonna lie. That was such a good episode. At least I now know what happened to like everybody else. They got smashed into pieces and turned into like fusion monsters. So now I'm curious if it was just punishment, or is there like a genuine plan for these pieces of things put together? I don't know. And also, why is Peridot interested in them? Because he said, I'm checking on these experiments. So there's it can't be just we're punishing them. There is a genuine plan for the shots that are pieced together.
It literally is low-key
Darn
eugenics.
it. We lost Peridot. Her fingers were too fast for us. What are these things?
Put them down. We need to.
Bro, why would you just pick something that grows
I'm
up?
saying, who would pick up like the little scary hand?
I would have to put my hands. Why'd it go black like it has eyes to be knocked out?
Oh, hey Garnet.
You don't
How's
know,
it going?
maybe there's like an eye like in the weird crevice at
Under
the
the
top
nail.
there. Ugh.
Oh, right, the clothes. There are towels in there.
Steven,
Do we
literally
even
all
have
you
plumbing
do
up here?
is laundry.
How do you get the washer and dryer to work?
Magic.
All Steven does is do laundry and lie.
More like do laundry and cry.
And cry. There it is.
I wish you hadn't seen that.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I wish you hadn't seen it, Garnet.
Why?
Right, she was projecting there,
What
honestly.
Homeworld did. Taking the shattered parts of fallen gems and combining them.
Oh, those were zombie gems. I didn't get they were fallen gems.
That's what I was saying.
Fusion
Yeah.
is a choice.
Bits and bobs.
Those gems weren't given a choice. It isn't right. It isn't fusion.
Fusion is a
It's a
consensual.
bastardization of fusion.
Correct.
So
That
these
sounds just
homeworld
like
gems
my-
are literal just colonizers. Like
What's
they
it
don't
like
get anything about being
being
like
a
a natural
fusion?
human.
You fused.
I
Or a
mean,
gem.
like,
Right, I
all
was
the
like,
time.
yes.
Do you forget who you used to be?
You know, when you fuse, you don't feel like two people. You feel like one being.
But her clothes
And your
literally
old
even
names
symbolize
might as well
like
be
the
names for
two
your
parts
left
of
arm.
one.
And you're right.
When you split up, is it like you disappear?
I embody Ruby and Sapphire's love. I'll always exist in them, even if I split apart.
Damn.
But the strength of that love keeps me together, so I can stay Garnet
conceptually?
for a very long time.
That's why you're so great. Oh no!
It's one sock, baby. It's all right.
Garnet's got
Don't
you.
want to break up a pair.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh no!
We belong together.
I'm fine.
Dude.
They're even blue and red pairs too.
Yeah. That was beautiful.
We need to poof and bubble all of them.
That was terrifying.
How's it
Garnet, are
going?
you okay? Want to talk about it, Garnet?
I wish you hadn't seen that. Taking the shattered parts of fallen gems and combining them. Those gems weren't asked permission.
Aww.
Fusion is a choice.
No, I understand, Garnet. It's man. It's up.
Ruby and Sapphire's love. I'll always
Aww.
exist in them. But the strength of that love keeps me together.
Which we
why
love. Right. So I have some words. I have many words for that episode because what the was that? Gem fusion combinations. It's like wicked, unhumane science experiments. That's what I think about. I think about just them like scientists that be doing the most craziest stuff to like humans and stuff like that. And like you see it, it's like an abomination. That's like what that thing that fusion thing was to Garnet. It was an abomination, and like it hit home for her because she is a fusion herself. You know, she's probably like really pissed. And yo, that's the part where like it was the two of them talking, like it wasn't Garnet, it was like two people talking right after she like almost fully split up. That was crazy because it seems like she has a little like anger, or maybe like a little I don't know, there's something there where with what Rose did she doesn't agree with, and like having left Homeworld and like allowing that fusion abomination thing to happen is like just slightly mad at Rose for. I mean, I could have read that wrong, but like that part was scary, man. And Peridot is like completely different. I know she's like a newer gem. She has like all these abilities that our crystal gems can't do. Like she's over here flying and running up walls and stuff like that. So I'm definitely interested to see how other gems also differ from the crystal gems. God, okay, next up.
We're back. Garnet, we lost Peridot. Her fingers were too fast for us.
Oh. Going. What's it like being a fusion?
You fused.
I mean, like, all the time.
You know, when you fuse, you don't feel like two people. You feel like one being. And your old names might as well be names for your left arm and your right.